So the Christmas season is upon us once again, and that means it's time to watch all your favorite Christmas specials like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. But one of my favorites has always been the 1966 classic How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Now I believe this movie needs no introduction because probably most of you have already seen it. But one Christmas movie not everybody's seen is the 2000 live-action remake of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Now, that one I saw as a kid when I was 8, and I thought it was okay. I mean, it wasn't horrible, nor was it great, it was just, well, okay. And what does Hollywood always do after they make a big-budget kids movie? They turn it into a game, of course. And that's exactly what happened when The Grinch was made for the Sega Dreamcast. Now, kids-based movie games usually are crap, but this one's actually published by Konami, so how bad could it really be? Let's check it out. First you get the title screen, which admittedly looks okay. Then after starting, a cutscene introduces the story.
Oh, I got it! I have a great idea. This year, the Who's will pay!
The first thing you'll probably notice about this game is that the voice acting is completely different from the movie and the cartoon. Oh, and that the voice acting is extremely cheesy.
Here they are, my precious gadget blueprints. All my inventions, my contraptions, my Machiavellian machines. I know. Yes, this!
Oh, yeah. Nothing wrong there. That looks fine. So the Grinch's blueprints escape through the cave, and Max the dog is like, "You mad, bro? Are you mad, bro?"
Gadgets!
So pretty much the goal of the game is to get back the plan so the Grinch can ruin Christmas.
I have to roam all over Wholand!
Wait, Wholand? I thought it was Whoville. What's this magical place you call Wholand, Mr. Grinch? I don't see what you're seeing, Mr. Grinch. I think you need to get your eyes checked. But don't worry, I think you qualify for AccuView Oasis.
Let's creep down to Whoville. Let the May begin!
Okay, it looks like we get to start playing, and... Wait, what? A cutscene? Already? You let me walk 2 steps and then another cutscene triggers? What was the point of that? It's like the game is teasing you.
There should be a spare one in one of these boxes.
So basically, this part of the game is to teach you the controls and a few of the game mechanics, such as smashing things with your butt and moving objects. The Grinch's run cycle is kind of funny. I don't know, there's just something about it that looks weird. He kind of resembles a ragdoll that flops all around. Also in the tutorial, you can control Max the dog, and he can get into smaller areas where the Grinch cannot. Also, he can go through walls. So, that's kind of cool. And after retrieving a key for the Grinch, he says this.
Thanks, you bad boy.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
Towards the end of this tutorial, you'll get to this supercomputer which overrides the narrator's voice, and it sounds awful.
Master computer, Grinchy smarts inside.
Clearly, this part was not looked over, and it sounds like the supercomputer is gonna throw up.
After I collect the plans that have blown away, I'll feed them to my processor, and there they'll stay.
He's going to feed his plans to his processor? Oh yeah, that'll work. Yep, I've learned everything I know about computers from this guy right here. It doesn't work, Grinch. It doesn't work. The main point of the supercomputer is to build gadgets with the blueprints you've collected. But since we don't have any right now, we need to go to downtown Whoville. And we do that by getting sucked up by a vacuum. Okay. Wow, I'm learning so much from the Grinch today. He taught me that getting sucked up by a vacuum is definitely safe.
It's way down in Whoville that all Who folk reside. They're hugging and kissing the mean Grinch can't abide.
You know what? That narrator is awesome, and sadly, he's the best part of the game so far.
The Grinch also plays pranks, such as Christmas gift stealing.
Christmas gift stealing? I don't see any Christmas gifts. I saw some gifts earlier, but I guess they disappeared. So anyway, before we start the level, we're given a list of objectives, and... Wait, what? Squashing 500 gifts? Oh no, 500 gifts? That's not a lot at all. No, that's a fine number. No. 500? Really? Don't you think you went a little bit overboard there? Okay, Grinch, if you want to play that way, then fine. I accept your challenge to squash all 500 gifts. Holy crap, is this tedious. Physically squashing the gifts isn't so difficult. Rather, it's actually getting to the gifts that's the hardest part. Really? I was right on the edge. Try again. Oh, come on. I can't believe I missed that. Maybe I gotta get a running start. Jeez, finally. It's like you had to get on the very edge to get there. Some of them look completely inaccessible. Now how the hell am I supposed to get these gifts up here? Some gifts are even purposely placed in front of music notes, which the Grinch hates. Now you might be wondering what this costume is all about, and actually it's a scene from the movie, and you can attain it by going into a phone booth. And with it on, the enemies can't hurt you. Oh, and that's right, the enemies. Oh my god, the enemies. They are some of the worst enemies I've ever seen in any game. The first kind of enemies are these kids which will run around and chase you until they can hug you. Then you gotta wiggle the analog stick back and forth until you can get them off. And guess what they say when they hug you?
Hey, who are you, Big Daddy?
Hey, who are you, Big Daddy? That sounds like something a character for the GTA series would say, not a kid in a game targeted for kids. Why would they put that in there? Who thought that was a good idea? Oh my god. Luckily, the kids will stop chasing you if you run away far enough. Those kids are probably all like, "Damn, Mom told me not to run off, but I know she'll be fine with me hugging this big green ugly stranger." Think those kids are bad, huh? Well, you've also got these kids that throw snowballs at you. There is literally no way to defend yourself against these kids. I really wish I could squash this kid so he could smell my big green ass, but there's no way to do so. Other than squashing things, there's also other things you have to do, like painting over posters. You know, typical asshole things that the Grinch likes to do. Then there's this part where you have to sneak past a policeman, and it's really screwed up. You hold the Y button down to sneak, but Y is also used to open doors. So you basically have to sneak right up to the door, then tap the Y button, then sneak inside. But if you sneak up to the door and don't touch it to where you can actually open it, then you have to move a little bit, but that makes the policeman wake up, and then he'll freeze you. Why do you have to be so precise just to open a door? This would have been so much easier if sneaking and opening the door were a different button. But no, they gotta be the same button. So once you do sneak inside, you'll find some gifts and one of the blueprints. And the Grinch and Max like to take the opportunity of this break to rock out to some heavy metal.
Bad boys, bad boys.
What the hell? The policeman didn't wake up? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I tiptoe, then I barely move, and he wakes up. But then I can just jog out of the room, and he won't wake up at all. Logic. Oh, and do you notice something different? Something different about the gameplay after I walked out of that room? Yeah, the damn camera zoomed out. Take a look at these camera differences before I walked in the room and after I walked out of the room. Yep, the camera zoomed out. Concluded. You'd think you'd just be able to zoom it back in yourself, you know, in a good camera controlling game like Mario 64, but no, the only thing you can do with the camera is rotate it around the Grinch. Alright, so I've been trying to accomplish those missions for the past half hour. Let's see what's left. Okay, it looks like I got all the snowmen, looks like I'm almost done with all the paintings on the posters, and... What? Only 77 out of 500 gifts were actually squashed? I mean, I don't think I squashed that many, but I've got over 400 left. How long could this level possibly go on for? You know, this level isn't that big, but I feel like I'm going in circles. I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere because I keep ending up back where I've been before. The game doesn't give you any hints at all on where to go. You're just wandering around like a dumbass going,
there's a present. There's a snowman.
Oh, look, there's a poster with the guy's face on it. I think I'm gonna paint over it because, you know, I'm the next Da Vinci. And what bad game would be complete without its fair share of glitches? Standing on invisible objects, walking into walls, kids popping out of nowhere, they're all here. The best of all is seeing that Whoville takes place in the sky. I'm getting pretty tired of this monotonous, so can you help me out here, Max? Oh, where'd you go? Oh wait, it was just the game glitching out again. The only thing that could really save this game from being good now is the multiplayer. Yeah, there's multiplayer. But how do you actually get to the multiplayer mode? Well, you can't access it through the main menu, you can't access it while pausing, nothing. It says so in the manual that there's multiplayer, but it doesn't actually explain how you do it. I'm guessing that multiplayer would have let another person control Max, but it doesn't work that way. You can look all over the menus, but you will not find any multiplayer mode. That's right, the game lied to you. It claims that there's multiplayer. Bullshit, there is no multiplayer. How could a game lie to you? And guess what? It goes even further. It says you can play with 2 or more people. The back of the case says it's 1 to 2 players. How could a game get away with lying twice? It's bad enough that it says it's 2-player, but then in the manual it says it's more than 2 players? What? Oh, and I have even more proof that this game is abnormal. While looking through the manual, I found this. Never touch the analog thumb pad or triggers L and R while turning the Sega Dreamcast power on. Doing so may disrupt the controller initiation procedure and result in a malfunction. If the analog thumb pad or triggers L and R are accidentally moved while turning the Sega Dreamcast power on, immediately turn the power off and on again, making sure not to touch the controller. But what kind of game is this? What other Dreamcast game, let alone video game, do you know that says that in its manual? Well, just out of curiosity, I tried it out, and this is what happened. I'm not moving it, and it's going forward. It's stuck. And my controller's not even working. What a broken game. Ugh, well, I'm about done with this. The whole game just feels rushed, as if they had to get it out in time after the movie. If the game was just polished a little more, and some elements of gameplay were changed, then this could have been a good game to play during the holidays. But instead, it's a game that is more of a punishment than a pleasure to play. Some people claim that this is a good game and they had fun with it. Well, I can kind of see having a little bit enjoyment out of it, but it's certainly not a good game. I'm sorry, there's just too many flaws to justify that. I mean, when a game just lies to you like that, then how could it not be a bad game? Imagine being an 8-year-old kid getting this game for Christmas and being really excited to play it, but then it turns your Christmas sour because it's boring, the game mechanics don't work, and there's way too many glitches. Literally, the only 2 good things that I can say about this game is that the narrator is nice to listen to, and the fact that it's funny to listen to the voice acting in a different language.
Oye, ¿quién eres, grandullón? Hey, te quiero, no.
So if you decide to play this game for some weird reason, then just close your eyes and just listen to the narrator. Don't even play it. And when a game actually is better when you listen to it instead of playing it, then that's pretty bad. So if you're gonna play a Christmas game this holiday season, you could do a lot better than the Grinch. This is Vectorx Live saying happy holidays, and thanks for watching.